Okay, somewhat reminiscent of seeing Kano fighting Sonya Blade, someone suggested Kano versus Cammy. Cammy was the second female character introduced in the Street Fighter II franchise. She's known for having probably one of the most unique sort of costumes, which was originally created. She's kind of a cheeky woman. It's probably one of the more unique sort of cosplaying costumes you'd ever see at a convention. Versus, of course, Kano on the other side. Cammy's background is very unique. I do believe that she actually was essentially created kind of as like a clone assassin. That's why I think I want to say it's Junie and Julie being the characters in the Street Fighter Alpha 3 or Street Fighter 3 Alpha series, who are also have similar sort of styles. And essentially were assassins created by M. Bison. So you have cloned assassins created by M. Bison, and on the other side you have Kano. Kano, very strong assassin, enjoys, of course, ripping out the hearts of his opponents, as well as using different sorts of things when it comes to blades. Depending on where you're watching him and the time of the Mortal Kombat series, he either just has an eye prosthetic that allows him to shoot lasers, or he has a much higher degree of prosthetics throughout his body. Now, I do these for different set of criteria. I have experience, in close fighting, reach, so now we're a little farther away, strength, how damaging are attacks, speed, and versatility. Now, I'm basing this predominantly off of what you see as it portrayed in the games. So we'll get right through this. Experience. Kano has got a lot of time when it comes to being an assassin. Cammy was created to be an assassin, and has spent pretty much every waking moment either training or in the process of killing people. Kano actually appears to have a bit more of an active social life than Cammy for the majority of her life. Some of the experience is definitely to Cammy. In close. Wow, with this one it was kind of difficult. I've got Kano who uses butterfly knives and is very good when it comes to in close combat, versus Cammy, all of her different takedowns, and the fact that a lot of her moves are very, very powerful in close moves. Whether it's her doing her Hurricane Rana or Frankenstein, depending on how you want to look at the direction of the move. Tremendous amount of good throws, good stuff that is really nice for in close fighting. As you get a little bit farther away, I'm going to kind of this to Kano. I kind of had to compare. You've got two different sort of different moves going on. You've got, I don't think it's Cannon Spike, which essentially would be where Cammy ends up balling herself up and going legs first, where Kano, on the other hand, actually kind of does like a full body roll, kind of like a Blanca roll, but he actually does that in multiple different directions. So you can go up at an angle, forward. So he's got a little bit more when it comes to being a little bit farther away. Strength. This one's going to go to Kano. Kano attacks do definitely seem to be a little bit more devastating. Speed. Man, this is Cammy. If you ever played someone who knows how to play Cammy well, there's a lot of really great speed moves to get in for some good couple shots, and then normally go for a decent, you sort of throw or a takedown. Or if you're playing in some of the later, like, I think she was, Street Fighter versus Capcom, Marvel versus Capcom, and those sorts of games. Once you get a super move, once you got in close, her super moves were just ridiculous, but still easy to pull off. Now we're to energy projection. And even though Cammy's got some pretty good moves for dodging projectiles, she doesn't actually have one. Where Kano either is throwing his knife, or he doesn't have a laser beam coming out of his eye socket. So he's an assassin with a freaking laser beam. Now it comes down to overall versatility. Which one seems to have a better sort of array of moves? Or other sorts of things that are going to make it a little bit more difficult for their opponent. And I'm going to give this one to Cammy. I like Cammy's selection of moves. She does have a good ability when it comes to things that are not quite mid-screen, whether it's her spinning back knuckle, whether it's her air evasion move, whether it's her tumble forward, or it's the style of one of her special moves, or it's her different sorts of takedowns, whether it's an aerial takedown or a ground takedown. And I was also thinking too, Kano is slightly misogynistic, so he does tend to take female characters a little bit lighter, especially the way he's normally portrayed. But I'm pretty sure taking out a woman in essentially the body size that Cammy has is probably going to be enough to make Kano be like, oh, the last time I saw a woman wearing that, it cost me a decent amount of money every couple of minutes. So I think that Cammy's going to bring a definite physical distraction advantage beyond her physical acclimate to really, really do a number on somebody like Kano.